Hello to all. The information we're about to read to you is taken from www.drivesyn.org. Satanic Symbols. It is a fact. It is a sad fact that few Satanists know the real meaning of our symbols. Most take the false and erroneous information from Christian sources. Christians show their stupidity and ignorance innocently. Knowledge is their most formidable enemy, for no scam, no hoax, nor any lie can succeed when one has knowledge of the truth. Every satanic symbol represents powerful spiritual meaning in regards to humanity reaching the Godhead, the Godhead of spiritual and physical perfection and immortality. Most, if not all, satanic symbols pertain to the true spiritual knowledge in the human soul. The serpent, the most sacred symbol in Satanism. The serpent represents the Kundalini force at the base of the spine. When the serpent is activated through power meditation and specific exercise, it ascends through the 7 chakras, bringing intense awareness, enlightenment, psychic powers and abilities, and all-knowing. The hooded cobra, seen in many ancient carvings and paintings in Egypt, symbolizes the resulting expanded consciousness of raising the serpent. This is the true foundation of Satanism, raising the serpent. Those who are successful in raising the serpentine energy are on a much higher spiritual level and can no longer be deceived by Christianity and its related programs. The point down pentagram symbolizes energy entering our crown chakra from above. The satanic lightning bolt symbolizes Satan as our true creator God. The lightning bolt is the life force. There will be electricity. All point down symbols in Satanism represent energy from above ascending and giving life to and empowering the human soul. The equal arm iron cross is seen in most divine sigils and represents the correct alignment of the chakras in the shape of the human soul. Lucifer has several sigils, all have to do with reaching the Godhead. His symbol at left represents the true Grail. This is the cup that holds the elixir of life. The Catholic Church stole this concept and corrupted it. The Grail is part of the magnum opus, the potential of which we have within ourselves. It is not a material object, it is a concept. The blood of the chakras is the energy they leak when simulated. The Grail is depicted as royal blood. This is the blood of the chakras. You can also see it in your solar plexus chakra, also known as 666. The symbols on the left are of asteroid. Both were derived from the Egyptian Ankh. The Egyptian Ankh represents the key to the soul and the heart chakra. The glyph for the planet Venus was derived from the Ankh. Both the planet Venus and the heart chakra are of asteroid. The colors red, white, and black date back not only to Egypt but to their origins in the Far East. Egypt was known as the Black and Red Land and was the center of alchemy. Alchemy is the transformation of the human soul into the Godhead. Through this transformation, we complete our Creator Satan's unfinished work. The colors red, white, and black are of the 3 major nadis of the human soul. The Ida is black, the Pingala is red, and the Sushumna is white. Darkness. The association of darkness with Satanism has been totally twisted. This is not about spook, ghosts, or any other crap like that. Satanic darkness has to do with the yin in the yang. This represents the female side of the soul, the subconscious mind that we access through meditation. The serpent, the Satan, is of the female side of the soul. The male side of the soul is the logical side, the left brain. The female side is the right side of the brain. The soul has both positive and negative poles. Both the male and the female must work together. The logical male side, the left brain, directs the female side through thought and will. The female side of the soul is the powerhouse of the soul. The female side makes manifest and thoughts and ideas generated from the male logical side. The female side is also the creative aspect of the soul. Dreams, music, feelings, and intuitions. Because of the power to direct one's own destiny and the spiritual freedom that comes with this are of the female side of the soul. The Christian churches and the related ilk, such as Islam, work at promoting an inferior image of women, with Islam being brutal to women and the innocent degeneration of women in the Judeo-Christian Bible. All of this, in addition, reflects the subconscious subliminal level to suppress and deny the female power of the soul. Through centuries of this enforced garbage, which is nothing more than a program to remove spirituality, the female side of the soul and its powers have atrophied. This is why humanity and this world are in such an ugly mess. The female side of the soul and its powers have atrophied. This is why humanity and this world are in such an ugly mess right now. This has created a most serious imbalance that has become generational. Satanism works through power meditation to empower the female side of the soul to regain balance and restore spiritual health, along with empowering the individual. The devil's pitchfork is actually a very ancient symbol predating Christianity by thousands of years. This symbol originated in the Far East, where Christianity and its Jewish roots stole from copiously, hideously perverting and corrupting the massive death beyond recognition in order to destroy spiritual knowledge and keep spiritual power in the hands of the chosen few. It is known as the trishul and symbolizes piercing through the three knots in the base, the heart, and six chakras, also known as granthis in Sanskrit. For the serpent to ascend, all three must be open. The trishul symbolizes the serpentine energy piercing through the three granthis. The image of Baphomet of Western occultism was taken from the image of Shiva above. Note the position of the arms, one pointing upwards and the other downwards. The Baphomet again is symbolic of both the male and female aspects of the soul. Note the Baphomet is both male and female, also seen within images of the Egyptian god Akhenaten. The horns are symbolic of Mercury, which is the virile chi, which power, life force, prana. The wings of the soul represent spiritual freedom. The growth symbolizes fertility in multiplying the life force, which activates and raises the serpent. The growth of 1,000 young is referring to the crown chakras. Sahasrara is in Sanskrit, which means 1,000-petaled lotus. The horns are symbolic of the life force, the which power, will, chi. This is symbolized by the symbol for the planet Mercury, shown directly below. Mercury is known as messenger of the gods. God or gods is a code word for the chakras. Note the horns shown on the image of Azazel, shown at left, with the rays shining from his head, representing the rising serpent. The pyramid is symbolic of the shape of the human chakra. The missing capstone represents the unfinished work, and the all-seeing eye represents the gnosis and all-knowing when one reaches the Godhead. This state is also known as Samadhi or superconsciousness. The photo at left was taken from the United States $1 bill. The United States government and all was founded upon Masonic principles and is not Christian by any stretch of the imagination. I'll make a video about it. 666 is the Kabbalistic square of the sun. 666 is the all-important solar chakra. The true meaning of the Temple of Solomon is the Temple of the Sun. Sol, Om, and On are all words for the sun. Sol is the Latin word for the sun and is close to the English word soul. Om is the name given by the Hindus to the spiritual sun, and On is an Egyptian word for sun. The symbolism of the Temple of Solomon was stolen by the Jews and made into a fictitious character, as with the fictitious Nazarene and nearly everything in the Judeo-Christian Bible. For more information, the removal and the desecration of the original genital religious texts, and exposing spiritual corruption, spiritual alchemy in the Bible, already made videos about that. The true meaning of the Temple of the Sun is spiritual. This symbolizes the perfected soul, where the rays from the solar 666 chakra, which is the center of the soul, and circulates spiritual energy, radiates into 8 separate rays. The shining soul is symbolized by the sun. 8 is the number of Astaroth. This is also the New Jerusalem. The name of Jerusalem has also been stolen and corrupted into a city in Israel. Jerusalem is a concept. Note on the two satanic symbols on the far right above. The number 8 is the symbol for infinity, immortality. The 8 is turned on its sides. On its side. The double cross symbolizes the human soul at the solar 666 and heart or shoulder chakras. The 8-pointed star on the 8-pointed star on the left is the star of Astaroth. The Catholic Church labeled this as sigil of the beast. Not anything having to do with spirituality has been malignant, I don't know how to pronounce it, slandered and blasphemed and desecrated by the Christian churches. The shining perfected soul is the symbol as the light. Astaroth symbol at the left symbolizes the balance and the equilibrium obtained when both the Ida and Pingala Nidus are equally active and the Sushumna is no longer dormant. The skull and bones is symbolic of the Negredo transformation stage of the magnum opus. the transformation of the soul into the Godhead. This is the death stage in the work, before the soul is purified into the Godhead. The dross is separated from the pure. The black sun, the raven, the crow, and the color black also symbolizes the Negredo transformation stage. The black sun is the astral sun. The peacock is sacred to Satan. The peacock is sacred to Satan and represents the third eye and the multicolored stage of the magnum opus following the Negredo transformation. Lucifer, Lucifer, stretch your tail and lead me away full speed through the straight passage of the valley of death, to the shining light, the place of the gods. Isanatha Muni. The inverted cross the inverted cross is a very ancient symbol. Yes, predating Christianity in its Jewish roots by thousands of years. Its true meaning symbolizes the correct way of aligning the chakras. The all-important solar 666 chakra is in line point down and gives the soul its power. Concerning the solar chakra and Freemasonry, the character Hiram Abiff is another allegory. Note, Hiram is a very ancient mantra for the sun, the black sun, astral sun. Hiram ties into the Freemason Hiram Abiff. Quote, presented to all candidates during the third degree in Freemasonry. End of quote. Note, the third solar chakra, the gold chakra, the sun chakra, which is also symbolized by the swastika. From Wikipedia article on Hiram Abiff, I'll direct link in the description. Hiram Abiff, also Hiram Abiff or the widow's son, is the central character of an allegory presented to all candidates during the third degree in Freemasonry. Hiram is presented as the chief architect of King Solomon's temple. He was murdered in the temple he designed by 3 ruffians during an unsuccessful attempt to force him to divulge the Master Mason's secret password. Note, quote, Hiram is presented as the chief architect of King Solomon's temple, end of quote. In other words, the solar chakra symbolized by the satanic inverted cross is the source of the magnum opus and the powerhouse of the soul. This is also symbolized by the Thor's hammer. The solar chakra is the architect of the soul. All energy to empower your soul comes from this chakra. The solar chakra, being located near the navel, is also the spot where we were first nourished and given life in our mother's womb. Hiram Abiff is not a character but a concept. The secret passwords are the mantras and words of power that awaken and empower the chakras. All of the ancient pagan religions place emphasis on the sun. The sun is the giver of life, and this also includes the astral sun of the soul, the temple of Solomon. The solar chakra also plays a key role in the magnum opus. Thank you for listening and